I didn't know how to deal with life on life's terms because I'm like, fuck you, life. I don't like your terms. But sadly, that's not how it works. I have to lead life on life's terms because the boss-ass bitch.
Welcome to Understanding the Unhoused. My name is Joshua. Through a series of interviews with individuals who are experiencing homelessness, my intention with this podcast is to increase compassion and empathy for the unhoused. When people see an unhoused individual, they can feel fear, anger, apathy, sometimes all three. My hope is after hearing their stories, hearing what it's like for them on a day-to-day basis, it will make it clearer that these are just people. People who, through a combination of bad luck, bad choices, and, let's be honest, a broken system, have found themselves without a roof over their heads. Okay, enough ado. Andrew and I first connected after a contact of mine made the suggestion that he had an interesting tale to tell, and understanding the unhoused was the best medium for it. Andrew's life has been chaotic, filled with unmitigated drug use, violence, along with a family that has been hot and cold about his well-being. He has, however, made his way out of the situation and has finally gotten himself into a living space that is his very own. I hope you find his story inspiring and a sign that things can get better, no matter your situation. Please enjoy the interview. Thank you for taking the time to talk to me today, Andrew. Talk about where you are located right now in the country.
Yeah, I'm in Santa Fe, New Mexico, and I live in suburban city, but it's also kind of rural.
There's just a lot of space.
There's a lot of space. There's horses. There's mountains. It's deserty because I'm in the desert. It's the land of enchantment, as they call New Mexico. It's kind of its own biome.
Can you talk about the circumstances that first led you to be unhoused?
Yeah. I like the way you say unhoused versus being homeless because homelessness is a mindset. I believe being unhoused is more of like a state of being.
Exactly.
What led me to being unhoused and homeless was I treated my home at the time like it was a brothel, and I didn't care who I hurt. Anyone under the sun I brought over, didn't matter.
Wow.
And this was my parents' house, and I took their respect and patience for granted, and then they finally one day got fed up with it, and they're like, get out. And so they had told me this many times before, and I never took it seriously until they actually meant it seriously. Wow. And then reality set in, and I was like, oh my God, like, I don't know how to survive.
And how old were you when that happened?
17.
That's young.
Yeah. Everything was like handed to, I was a spoiled brat. Everything was practically given to me. And, when you cultivate that kind of entitlement and that kind of like better than everyone else kind of attitude, then it really makes it difficult for any kind of humility to work through you to restore any kind of relationship with my family. And then drugs got involved. Drugs were always involved. Drugs were involved since I was like, oh my God. If you count nicotine, since I was in the womb, yeah. I started smoking when I was 5.
I'm sorry, 5?
5.
How did that happen?
I remember my parents, everyone in my family smokes. My sister, my mom, my grandmother, my dad. The youngest memory I have, I was 4 years old, and I walked out in the garage, and my parents were smoking, and I went, like, that smells really good. And my mom goes, that's not good. And I'm like, what? And I was telling you, normalize to it because everyone's doing it. So to me, it's like if it's so bad, why is everyone doing it? And then I picked one up in front of him and lit it, and my dad, like, lost his shit.
Oh,
and
wow. Yeah, I can imagine.
Pretty much, like, yeah, swaddled me and was like, what are you doing? Don't you ever pick that up and touch it again? And basically was like, he reprimanded and rebuked me and smacked me at 4 years old. I'm like,
wow.
Oh, what the hell? I'm like, why are you doing it then? And then when you ask questions like that, you get another one. Fucking bastard. Rest in peace, Dad.
When did he pass?
He passed in 2019. Ironically, his birthday is tomorrow. He would have been 89.
So you're 17, you get thrown out. Like, where do you go? What?
I was couch surfing. I went to go stay with my girlfriend at the time, and I was like, I have nowhere to go, and I'm kind of lost. I'm confused, and it was kind of strange because her parents were gay. She had two moms.
Okay.
And my dad is extremely homophobic.
Oh, no. Okay.
And so that bred problems. He just saw my friend's mom pull up and like pick us up, drop us off, and then I had known her for years, so like I call her my friend and my girlfriend because at the time she was my girlfriend, but then we broke up and we make better friends than we do a couple. Because we're both psychopathic and we bring out the worst in each other.
Okay.
She let me stay with her, and I was basically living with her. I just felt like I had to perform and do certain things that I didn't really want to in order to have a roof. She would throw things in my face, and it just escalated. And then finally I was like, I don't need this. That's when we broke up. So that was a kind of a big fallout. At that time, I was just too vulnerable. My headspace was not able to deal with it because I'm freshly homeless. I just lost everything, and I'm still trying to figure out who and what I am, where I am. I feel like I just got this panic and fear are inside of me like every moment of every day because I'm like everything could fall apart at any minute, which it felt like it was. Like I was trying to hold everything together. It was a losing battle. I felt like trying to hold a swimming pool of water with my hands all at once, and yeah, it wasn't working. And then my parents finally took me back. After the first time, I think it was only 1 month. Like, yeah, I was staying with her for a month. And then I went back. And then I stayed with mom and dad for another couple months. But then, out of like vengeance and petty, like, I'll get you back for what you did to me, I stole some things from them, stole gold to satisfy my heroin addiction because I defeated an addiction. I was hungry, and I was not about to be dope sick at home when there was numerous things that I could take, and I believe that I was entitled to it because, my dad was a fucking asshole, and so I did what I did, and I regret it now. But so when they discovered more gold was missing, they had kicked me out again. And this time it was a lot quicker and a lot more decisive. Keep in mind, in between kicking me out and me leaving on my own accord and me getting thrown out and all this, there were trips to rehab. There were forceful trips to rehab, mind you. There were hospitalizations, like psychiatric hospitalizations from 911 calls because I was threatening suicide, actively attempting, and it was just I was a basket case. I didn't know how to deal with life on life's terms because I'm like, fuck you, life, I don't like your terms. But sadly, that's not how it works. I have to lead life on life's terms because the boss-ass bitch.
So you were in rehab multiple times?
32 times.
I'm sorry, 32?
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, and was it all forceful, or did you do it, some of them on your own?
Some of them were IOPs, like intensive outpatient. Some of them were inpatient hospitalization. Some of them were partial hospitalization programs. I mean, there's a whole plethora of different kinds of treatment facilities out there. But I've been all over the country in different facilities. I haven't been to Passage of Malibu. I wanted to go there, but it's way too expensive. You don't learn anything there. It's just like a vacation spot. Oh, you have a drug problem? Life's hard for you? Come here. Come here and we'll take care of you and baby you and pamper you. And, you'll probably end up relapsing in the program here. But we'll lie to you and tell you that when you leave here, you're not going to be an addict anymore. But once an addict, always an addict.
Wow. Okay. So 32 times. And during that, I mean, I'm imagining this is over many years, right?
Yep. Even up until current.
Which of them did you find to be the most effective in terms of actually feeling different when you came out?
Each one of them has had I've had an epiphany in. Each one has given me something that the previous one didn't or couldn't.
Okay.
Because I got something different each time. The ones that were forced on me, I didn't really get much out of because I didn't get much from them because I didn't put much into them.
Right. I mean, you didn't want to be there in the first place, so.
Yeah. Like there was one program called Teen Challenge. That was a 13-month Christian discipleship program. That was probably the most life-changing program that I've had because that one, I got saved in that program by Jesus Christ. I got salvation through him. Okay. I was able to overcome a lot of strongholds that were holding me back.
It's a very big deal.
Yeah. And I was able to see Christianity from an aspect that was not religious but spiritual. And I know who the enemy is now, who my real enemy is. Each one was a blessing and a burden. I used to say it's a blessing and a curse, but no, the only thing that's really a curse is I don't think God curses us, not his creation, not his created people, but creation. Like I don't want to get into a whole religious.
That's fine.
Going back to the question, the one that's been the most beneficial to me is probably the last one. Besides the one I was just talking about.
When was the last one?
This year, May or June. Yeah, it was just a quick little 30-day.
Okay.
Yeah, I was staying at this program called Safe Outdoor Space, or AKA SOS. It's basically like a pallet home where you're in this homeless community. You get to live at this facility. There is a hygiene unit, and there are showers. There's a shower. They drop off food like once a day for lunch and dinner. Sometimes we were able to cook breakfast. The community would like to get together though, because to make it feel more like home, and to get together as a community, like a family, and to combat get rid of the mindset of being homeless and become more of like a extended family.
Sure.
And we tried to have breakfast together, like cook together, have breakfast together, eat together. That was a really unique program too, because it made it really difficult for me because like most shelters will kick you out if they find out that you're using drugs, right? This shelter didn't. They wouldn't kick you out. They are what's called a low barrier shelter. So like there are shelters where they're like, when you first get there, you're allowed to use for a little bit, but they're going to give you like this ultimatum eventually. If you don't want to, like they're going to try and they're going to like provide you with opportunities to, do you want to continue using, or you can quit on your own, but if you don't start showing signs of you're getting better, then they're going to push rehab on you. And if you don't want to go, if you don't accept it and you don't go, then they're going to be like, well, then why are you here? Why should we help you? If you're not willing to help yourself, then we can't help you. And that's rightfully so. I mean, if that didn't happen, I wouldn't be clean today.
That's what I was going to ask. Are you clean and sober now? Are you past all of it?
I'm not past it. No, I'll never be past it, but I am clean.
Yeah.
I am sober. I wouldn't say clean per se, but I don't like that word. I'm not dirty. Right. That brings on the feeling of shame. Mm-hmm. So I reject that.
Well, congratulations for being free and clear of drugs. That's the important thing.
Thank you.
So once you got out of the last place, how did you get to where you are now?
So I'm currently, thank God, because the shelter that I was in, because I chose to go to the rehab and I chose to accept their help and get better.
Okay.
They were able to get me into an apartment, and
that's excellent.
I'm so grateful. And they don't. That's why they're like, they don't want to waste these opportunities on people who are going to essentially fuck them off and get thrown out, get evicted, not be able to take care of themselves. You know, because like, what's going to happen to someone who's using compared to someone who's not using and is going to be able to, I mean, because there's no guarantee tomorrow what's going to happen with me. I mean, or even tonight, I can get off the phone and go use, but that's highly unlikely. I have no desire to go back to that at all. At all. It's fucking disgusting. Like, I right before, ironically, as soon as I got out of the treatment facility, I was in line to get this apartment. And the day I was supposed to move into the apartment, I had a bone infection. It was in my bone. It was osteomyelitis or some shit. And so, like, I almost died. And that was from shooting up fentanyl and from shooting up meth. Get this, I wasn't even shooting up in my hip. I was shooting up in my arm, and the bacteria decided it was most opportune to take control of my hip.
Wow.
And so I couldn't walk. I couldn't do anything, dude. By the time I was actually going to the hospital, because I went to the hospital 3 times before they finally were like, okay, this guy's been here a lot. We really need to take a closer look at him. So they had to sedate me in order to even get me to lie flat to give me the MRI because it was so painful.
Wow.
It was bad. It was bad. Hey, I did it to myself. Like,
well, still, that fucking sucks.
Yeah, but trust me, that was enough to reinforce me never to want to go through that shit again. Like, ever. And because I'm telling you, like, it just makes me shudder at the thought of feeling that pain again. Like, I'd rather have a kidney stone.
Yeah. I mean, I'm really glad to hear they took care of it and you're on the mend.
Finally.
I mean, you're able to walk again and everything?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm able to walk again, but I still have to take it easy because, like, if I overexert or if I carry too much or too far, like, I wanted to go to the grocery store, but I can't get everything I want to because if I get too much and carry it too far, by the time I get home, I'm like dragging ass. Like I'm really tired. So, I have this like radio flyer wagon scooter thing. It's like a camping one.
Okay.
And what I was going to do is just take it with me and use that as like my shopping cart. Because I was using that when I was homeless a lot. I was like that's like my best tool that I had when I was out there.
Oh yeah?
Oh my God. It carried everything I had. It was perfect. Man, if I could put a motor on that thing, I would drive that around.
So let's go into that a little bit. I'm curious to hear what life was like when you were actively on the streets. How long did that go on for?
Shelters, friends couch surfing, and then living out of my car, and then getting little stints to live at home. My parents had an RV, and there was times where like our relationship was so bad, they were like, you're lucky we're even letting you do this, but out of the kindness of our hearts, like, you can stay in the RV. But there were sometimes where they were like, nope, no RV, get the fuck out.
Describe the experience of being without a shelter for you.
Terrifying. It's absolutely terrifying. It's the sheer terror of not knowing where I'm going to lay my head. I'll tell you a story of when I was homeless in Albuquerque, and this was right after my dad passed away. I was sleeping under this bridge in Albuquerque that goes all along where there's just all this traffic that passes back and forth. It's like really woodsy, and then there's the Rio Grande, and the river is like it passes underneath. Underneath this bridge, there's this homeless community that no one knows about because everyone keeps quiet. And there's probably a community of like maybe 10 to 15 people down there. Well, I was asleep, and I just rolled up and like kind of tucked up and against the wall, and I wake up to like 3 people trying to like take my sleeping bag and pull it over my head and just start kicking the shit out of me. So I fucking had my knife inside my sleeping bag. I jump out of the sleeping bag and I start like slashing my knife and trying to. It was a kill or be killed moment. And so I start slashing and gashing my knife at anything that I saw moving. And I know it hit a few places. I don't know what or where. I was. Number one, I was pissed because I'm like, you fucking attack someone when they're sleeping? Oh, I was mad. I was cussing them out. I was cussing them out in Arabic, English, like in every language I knew.
You know Arabic?
A very little bit, yeah.
Huh, interesting.
Yeah, I was like cursing their father for having sex with their mom. I incapacitated one of them, kicked him in the throat, and then I ran as fast as I could away, as far and as fast as I could. I just left everything. I had... I pretty much, because I just got kicked out of this other shelter called Joy Junction at the time, which it was probably a quarter mile away, and I couldn't go back. I have a tendency, if I feel like someone's trying to hurt me, then I want to hurt them as bad, or if not worse, than they have hurt me. But the thing is, like that's the old me. That's not who I am today.
Good. That's good.
So, yeah. And I'm grateful that God has done a good work in me on that part because that's not who I want to be. So
that's good. I'm glad to hear that because we need less people like that in the world and more people that are willing to do good. Yeah.
Right. Thank you.
So when you were in the homeless community, did you ever utilize any service that were available to the homeless around you?
You know, it's really hard to trust anyone out there, especially any kind of government entity, any kind of agency that will offer help, quote unquote, because you don't know if they're just trying to document you or like see if you're some kind of statistic or if they're trying to just catalog you. And then not to mention when you throw drugs in on that and the paranoia that they bring, it's not easy to navigate that.
That's understandable.
I always tried to stay far and away from all of that as best as I could.
When you were out on the streets, what kind of things would people do that would actually help you? How did people treat you when you were on the streets? So even though I was homeless, I always took great pride in my appearance to where I didn't ever let my hands or my face get like black, grungy. I always washed my hands. I always kept, I didn't have it wasn't until fentanyl came around where everyone had foil fingers and the fingers turned black because they were smoking foil. And like it was just one of those things that the oxidation from the underside of the foil really caused it to turn black and really turn gross.
I put it off. I spoke like I was pretty well educated, because I am. And so when I would go out and converse in the world, I didn't appear as if I was homeless. I did things that I'm not proud of, to where I didn't have to beg for money.
Okay. What's the first piece of advice you'd give someone that might experience what you have? What do you wish someone had told you?
That's a really good question. It's not as scary as you think it would be. Really take stock of the people that you keep around you, because some of them are not always going to be good. Some of them may leave you for dead, and some of them may save your life. Being around all those different kinds of personalities, you learn how to pick up that gift of discernment and know how to read people. And if it comes to you naturally to be able to do that, well, then you're already ahead of the game. If you're someone who's facing homelessness right now, I would get on Google Gemini, have that do all the research, turn it on to research mode, and Google all of the resources around you available for you in your area for churches. Like if it's a rent problem, really figure out the reason for your problem and the cause of your being unhoused. And then when you can identify that, then it takes a lot of the fear away, because then you know how to solve the problem.
Yeah.
Because if I knew how to do that, then I would know how to prevent a lot of tragedy. And that's really how to approach any problem in life, whether it's preventing becoming unhoused or stopping some kind of other calamity that's somewhat in my control. I would get on Google Gemini and get on the AI, and because that thing can think faster than a human
Any
can.
person. Yeah.
Yeah. And it has access to all of Google, and can glean in your local area and the world, and really make a collage of support that you need, and make it easier for you to identify, okay, well, in this area I have this, and in this area I can do this. It just makes it a lot easier to find what you need and where you can get it.
Hi again. Thanks for listening. If you know of any unhoused individuals that would like to be interviewed, or you would like to submit an interview yourself, please reach out to us through the website, understandingtheunhoused.org. Click on the contact button, send us a quick message. We'll get back to you as soon as we can and get things moving. Also, while on the site, if you're feeling generous, please click on the donate button. There is a very low overhead for this podcast, but there are costs involved. Thanks again for listening. I hope after hearing these stories, you will have a little more compassion, a little more empathy, and a better understanding of the unhoused.